Well, earlier on in the first hour, we told you about Somalia's parliament, which has come under mortar fire on Monday as the country's newly elected lawmakers were meeting for the second time since taking office. An attack claimed by the Islamist militant group Al-Shabaab. Of course, we had our East African correspondent Abdinur Aden who joined us earlier on. But now we also have another person joining us this morning all the way from looking at, but we also have joining us, well, Mustafa, good morning to you. Thank you for being here with us this morning. I wanted to be sure that you are online with us. Good morning.
Morning to you. Good morning to you. I'm happy being with you guys.
All right. Let's take a look at this attack on the Somali, of course, parliament, where elections are indeed brewing, where preparations are being made, and this has come at rather a bad time. What do you make of the attack? And of course, Al-Shabaab coming out to claim responsibility.
Well, this attack happened yesterday when the Somali parliament was actually having its second session. And this was a very crucial session, which many people really waited for a long time. So it happened at such a moment when everybody was having eye on the parliament, waiting to see what comes out of the parliament. And when the banks were held, according to sources in the parliament area, the lawmakers inside the building were told not to leave and wait information from the security personnel in the area. So according to the reports we've received, around 7 people were wounded in the blasts of the mortar, and no one was actually killed, according to the security sources. And the parliament session continued, even though it was disrupted by the blast, but it was not a big matter that has stopped the session that was going on.
All right. Now, Mustafa, we also understand that international community has been putting a lot of pressure on the people of Somalia, especially the government, the lawmakers in the country. Now, the drought in Somalia today is set at a time where we have war in Ukraine, and that has increased the grain prices and has also set back aid that is supposed to reach people in Somalia. All attention basically has been shifted from Somalia to Ukraine with the ongoing war that is happening. Do you think the current parliament is capable of taking or bringing Somalia out of the current situation it's in?
Well, it's the same issue that you've really mentioned that's pushing now the new members of the parliament, the 11th parliament, which also came at a crucial time. They had so many issues before, winning in coming together for the first time as a new parliament. And even though there are still some issues remaining, which include some of the MPs that need to be elected, they are just trying hard. And what they did so far is that they have already selected the committees to prepare the election for the speaker of the parliament and the deputy speakers, which is also one big issue for the parliament. And this is really a huge task, because once they have the speaker in place, they can think about having the president's election, which is about to take place sometime in May. By the end of the May, this is how they think it's going to happen, but we are not yet sure about this, if it is happening in May. But now the dates that we have that have been confirmed by the parliament is that they wanted to do the election of the speakers and the deputy speakers on the 27th of April. And that's really a big thing for the Somali people. They think that having no parliament, having no government after the mandate of the current government expired last year was really a big thing. And it was coming at a time when the country has got these droughts, protracted droughts, actually, the conflict in everywhere, and people are also relying on putting their all hopes on the government. So, of course, there are some issues still, hampering the political processes that have been made so far. But in accordance to what has been achieved so far, that we have a parliament in place after, so many hurdles. that itself has relieved and took some of this pressure off the shoulders of the people. And everybody thinks that now really we are on the right track and we have started to have something.
All right, finally, let's take a look at this, Mustafa. Now that it's looking uncertain concerning the elections, you are in Mogadishu. So how are Somalians reacting to this attack as we speak currently? What is the reaction out there?
In relation to the attack, to the specific attack, it was not a new thing because there had been attacks happening, was attacks happening. This attack was smaller scale compared to the attacks that have been taking place in Somalia for some time now. And these attacks have been targeting on different institutions of the government. The parliament itself has been attacked by Al-Shabaab group. And several other ministers have also been attacked previously. So the attack itself was not a big thing in the eyes of the people, because it was something that they already expected, that Al-Shabaab to carry out attacks against the government was normal for them. And for the fact that this attack was like a mortar attack, that has been aiming for the parliament and then it hit somewhere around the parliament, but it did not do a lot of casualties. The MPs were safe. They were already inside the house. The meeting went on. It did not interrupt the meeting. So all this also contributed to the fact that the attack was smaller scale and people did not see it was a big deal. But of course, it also shows that the vulnerability and the security vulnerability of the country, and how people do expect, despite working on something that on the other hand makes a positive development, and then security is also an issue.
All right, thank you so much, political analyst Mustafa Haji Abdunnoor, joining us all the way from Mogadishu in Somalia. Thank you for bringing us up to speed with the latest, especially with the attack.
Thank you for having me.